always meet. They say in love that a heart does.
Me and Terry met prior to the Imperial Sugar explosion after I buried my husband.
It was at we was at the skating rink.
After I buried my husband, we went skating, and a friend came up and said it was somebody that wanted to meet me
Prior to her loss, and I wanted to meet her and tell her how I sent my condolences or whatever.
And that's when I actually was the first time that I ever met Terry.
There's no holding back if everything feels right. They say you'll know in that moment of time. Sometimes I felt I'd be searching forever for something that I'd never find. Then I lost my heart.
I think after we met at the skate rink, I started bumping into him pretty much a lot.
After Cat Williams, we went to the Tigers Den, and I went to the Tigers Den with my people, and I saw her again.
Well, we actually spoke when we was at Tigers Den.
So her and two of her friends, she threw a hand up at me, told me to come over.
The more I bumped into him, the more we, speak, talk, then we became friends.
Her friends asked me questions while she just stood in the back with her hands folded, and she'd nod to the question whether she liked it or not.
From Tigers Den, we started talking on the phone. We exchanged numbers, talked on the phone.
Asked me to buy a drink, bought her a drink.
And then from that moment, just started talking, and it went from there.
That was it.
A year after, that's when we took it to the next step.
We went to Daiquiri Island when it was up at the time, and she asked me to meet her and her nephew up to Daiquiri Island, and we sit up there and chat some more. And the first time I can say, after Daiquiri Island closed, we was still out there just sitting in the truck talking to about 6 in the morning.
I never knew such a day could come, and I never knew such a love could be inside of one. I never knew what my life was for, but now that you're here, I know for sure. I never knew till I looked in your eyes. No, babe. I wasn't complete till the day you walked into my life. And I never knew that my heart could feel.
Terry have a big heart, and he'll put anyone first before himself. And mainly, what really won it for me is how he is with the children.
I felt like my place was to fill in that hollow point that they was missing.
If you did not know my situation, everybody would truly believe that the kids are Terry than actually my first husband.
To get the kids first, they sparked their entrance. It was a breeze, just for us to connect. But for me and the kids to connect how we did, man, it was unbelievable.
He just stepped in and just took charge. And when I saw that, that was like, okay, maybe this is really was meant for me.
Her kids are not little babies. These are teenagers. You know, mid-teen. The oldest one ain't 15, but he was, 13 at the time. But how we just connected, and how I know how I like to have fun and I goof off, you know what I'm saying? It was just amazing.
I never knew love until you love. Never thought that I'd fall in love till you brought out of me the man I always knew I could be, baby. I can't count the lovers that I've had, all of those relationships gone bad. I wanna thank you for guiding me and showing me love. I was just a boy and not a man, falling deep in love is not the plan, baby. Because of you and what you do, you made me a good man.
There's no one like her. She's a all-around lady.
I can honestly say, despite the fact that I was not really looking for anyone to be with, when I first met Terry, it was just an aura about Terry that really won my heart.
Wonderful. I mean, she got my back 100% through the toughest of times.
It's not just his big heart and stuff, it's just him as a whole. I can honestly say it's not one moment Terry ever made me feel less of a woman.
Knowing how bad she wanted to, have a child, and knowing that she couldn't, and still, holding on to that, knowing that I treat her kids like my own. I love all of them.
He actually showed me how to actually love again when I didn't think it was possible to love again.
And she just a warm-hearted person, and I'm more than happy to be, soon to be, her husband.
It hurted me the most that I had to lose my husband that way, but when I met him, he also made me feel like, I didn't deserve it. But the fact of the matter that it did happen, I would do anything to make you happy again. And I can honestly say he had made me happy from the first moment I met him.